The sound of paper tearing is usually nothing, soft, fragile. But that night, it roared like thunder in my ears. I froze in the doorway, suitcase half-packed, as my sister Clara held up my shredded passport like it was some kind of trophy. "Cockroaches don't deserve wings," she hissed, her eyes glittering with spite. Behind her, my parents, Richard and Helen, didn't look horrified. They looked satisfied. My father's voice cut through the air like a knife. "Your place is scrubbing our floors, not flying off to see the world." They thought they'd trapped me, that they had clipped my wings forever. What they didn't know was, I'd already slipped out of their cage. It hadn't always been this way. Once, Clara was the person I trusted most. She used to braid my hair before school, call me her shadow. She was older, brighter, the golden child. I was just the afterthought. I told her everything. My dreams, my fears, my desperate wish not to fade into nothing. She listened. She smiled. And she stored every secret away, only to use them as weapons later. The warning signs had been there all along. The envy in her eyes when I got my acceptance letter. The mocking laugh when I spoke about leaving, like the very idea was a joke. The way my mother whispered, "You won't last out there." Not as a worry, but as a promise. I should have known. But I still believed family wouldn't go that far. I still believed wrong. That night, when Clara ripped my passport to shreds, I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I just stood still, and I finally saw the truth. That wasn't destruction. It was confession. They were showing me who they truly were. And once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. What they didn't know was, I had already prepared for this. Weeks before, I had quietly applied for a second passport. I had tucked it away somewhere they would never find. And while they celebrated their little victory, I already had 2 flights booked, the fake one they knew about, and the real one that mattered. They thought shredding paper would ground me. But by the time they sneered in my face, my future was already sealed. Still, I didn't leave quietly. Not after years of being treated like a servant in my own home. Before I walked away, I set the stage. I dug through their bank statements, their debts, their unpaid taxes, every crack in the perfect image they paraded to the world. I sent the evidence to the right people, quietly, efficiently. Then, without a word, I left. Months later, I was thousands of miles away in a city that pulsed with life. My dream job wasn't a dream anymore, it was real. I was real. Then came the frantic call. Clara's voice was cracked, panicked. "They're investigating us." "How could you?" I listened to her sobs. The same sister who tore my wings apart. The same parents who told me I belonged on my knees. And finally I answered. "You taught me something. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who doesn't try to cage you." Silence. Sharp as glass. Then I hung up. They lost everything after that. The house, the reputation. Clara's fake charm couldn't save her when the truth came out. My parents, so proud of their control, drowned in the mess they created. And me. I walked streets they'll never see. I breathed air they'll never touch. Revenge didn't feel like fire. Felt like air, clean, weightless. They thought shredding a passport would break me. But all it did was reveal how small they really were. How desperate they were to chain me to their misery. The truth is, I was already gone the moment they showed me who they were. The moment I stopped being their shadow. Now, when I hold my passport, I run my fingers over the unbroken pages. I remember their laughter that night. Sharp, cruel. And I smile. Because maybe cockroaches don't deserve wings. But I was never a roach. I was the storm that tore their world apart. And I never looked back.